Hey Comets, welcome to another week of learning. Hope you had a good weekend and that you were able to use time well. So if you're like us, we haven't gotten our packets yet this week in the mail. So we've been trying to be creative in what we do for math. Every year, our family participates in something called the Sun Run. It's a benefit race for the Youth Horizons, a great organization. And it's usually held at Sedgwick County Park. Well, because of everything going on with COVID-19, they had to make it a virtual race, meaning you go run or walk your 2 miles where you're at. And our neighborhood's great. It's like a nice loop, but we don't really know how far it is around the loop. It'd be nice if it was 1 mile, so we just do 2 laps. So we had to get a little bit creative. We went on Google Maps, and we found this. To support, oops, here we go, let me move it over. You can actually figure out how far it is if you keep plotting these points around. Now it looks a little bit sloppy, and the way my brain works, this makes perfect sense, but to anyone else, this probably just looks like gibberish. But we figured out if we start here, and we go around the loop twice, and then around like this once, and we end up here, we'll have gone 2 miles. So that's our plan come Saturday. So anyway, all that to say is, we're getting creative in how we use our math skills. To me, that's an important lesson, see how to measure distance. So anyway, back to our lesson. Okay, if you have the packet, or if you've gone online to get the packet, this is the first page of math. Now they combine the language arts and the math together. So this is what the first page looks like. Okay, and I don't honestly even know what page it is. It's like 12 or something like that. But the first thing we're supposed to do is convert each fraction to a decimal. All right? And over here in the reminder it says we can convert fractions into decimals by dividing the numerator by the denominator. Let's translate that. We can divide the top by the bottom. So for example, 18 divided by 33 is 18 divided by 33. Now, you know me, I'm not afraid or ashamed to use the calculator, so that's where I'm going. So I would do 18 divided by 33, and we would get this long string of numbers. Okay, now if the instructions tell us what to round to, we will, but it doesn't look like the instructions do tell us. So we're going to assume maybe to the second decimal, hundredths place is usually a pretty safe bet. Let's see though if we don't get a different number for these. So I'm not even going to my whiteboard right now. All right, so I'm going to go to 41. Okay, so I'm over here. I'm looking at this first problem, 41 over 50, or 41 50ths. I'm going to do 41 divided by 50. And I get 0.82. Okay, so I would write 0.82 or 82 hundredths right here as my answer. All right, and then I would continue on that sort of strategy for the rest. All right, obviously clear my calculator, and then I would do 2, and then divided by 5, and I get 4/10, and that would be my answer there. Okay. Now, there is a way to do some division to figure these out, and that's fine if you want to do that, but I am fine if you want to use a calculator to figure out these decimals. All right. Now, down here, adding. I think adding, it would probably be good to actually write these out, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to get out one of my markers, and we're going to put 34.87 plus 12.01. Now, since these are decimals, we're going to make sure we line up our decimal points. All right, I'll show you what I mean here in a second once I have this all written down. Okay, so enlarge the screen here. Now, can you see how all my decimal points are in line? Okay, all my place values line up, my ones place, my tens place, my tenths place, and my hundredths place. They all line up. All right, so now I can just go about adding these, kind of like I would if the decimals weren't there. So 7 and 1 make 8, plus 2 make a 10. So I put a 0 here and carry my 1. I know a 9 and a 1 make 10, plus an 8 makes that 18. And then, let's see, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is what I get. And then I'm going to bring my decimal straight down because this is addition. All right? Let's check it just to make sure. All right? We have a calculator, might as well. All right, calculator, here we go. 34.87 plus 12.01 plus 25.92 is 72.8. And you might be saying, where's that zero? Well, remember this zero doesn't have to be there. All right, so that's probably why they didn't include it here. All right, you could put a zero there. It doesn't change the answer, but it's not necessary. All right, so let's see. I'm going to go a little bit further in the packet. Might as well. Okay, oh, don't forget subtraction. All right, same idea. We want to line up our decimals. Remember to borrow if needed. If it's addition and subtraction, we want to do whatever's on the left first. So I would add here these two first and then subtract this. And then here I would subtract first, then add. Okay? Let's see. Okay, Christina, this is on the next page. Christina wants to purchase 4 items at the sporting goods store. The items she wants to buy are soccer cleats for $24.99. What a steal. Shin guards for $12.99. Soccer socks for $4.49. And a soccer ball for $19.95. You know, one time I spent $78 on a pair of socks. It's a true story. I was at a mall in Hong Kong. And I wanted to go ice skating, but I had on sandals. You can't go ice skating with bare feet. You got to have socks. So I went to a sports store in the mall, and I bought a pair of socks for 78 Hong Kong dollars. Gotcha on that one. It's actually only about $10, which is still really expensive for one pair of socks. But I like to call them my $78 pair of socks. Okay, anyway. Christina wants to purchase 4 items, so we're going to see how much they cost altogether, right? So $24.99 plus $12.99 plus $4.49 and $19.95. Okay? And since it says how much will the 4 items cost, it's kind of assuming that we are adding these together. So we're going to add. Okay? So if you combine these just like we did before, you should be able to figure out the total cost. All right. Well, in efforts to keep this video short, I think I'm going to stop it there. Feel free to email if you ever have any questions. Thank you for watching. Bye.